guys, welcome back to the channel. And today we are scouting, and right here this is pretty cool. So just set the hook on this fish, and you go back, you'll see that it was coming, but I wasn't even looking at it. I was looking at that pile that was coming up, and I just felt it hit it. But what we're doing today is me and my partner there, we're out scouting fish for a guide trip. So in this video here, if we actually wasn't fishing some of our best stuff, we were looking for new stuff. I had a guide trip set up for the next day, and we were just trying to kind of locate fish, and we actually found a really good one there. She was a little bit more excited about it than me, but yeah, good fish there to start it off. And like I said, you can back it up and look at the Livescope. I actually was looking at the pile that we were approaching, and that fish wasn't even on the pile. That fish was actually swimming to us, and I didn't see it. I got too focused in on the pile, but it found my jig and sucked it down, and we were fortunate enough to get that on the Livescope. Everything's going good. These crappie, they've went from pre-spawn to spawn, and now there's still some of the smaller ones that are still kind of in a spawn pattern. But your larger fish, they are they're spawned out for the most part. I mean, you're probably still going to catch one or two maybe that got eggs in them, but what I'm seeing is most of them are spawned out. They're getting a little bit finicky, and I don't know if it's pressure. I know I've been out there a lot, but there was one day in particular, I think it may have been last Saturday, and I was fishing with a friend of mine, and we had fished a tournament, and I ended up third. It was the Bluegrass Crappie Club, their classic. I'd qualified for it, and ended up placing third against some really good anglers. So I was really excited about that. But we went back out meat fishing, and like 4 of the spots that I was gonna me and my buddy were gonna fish, they had boats sitting on them. So I know these fish are definitely getting pressured. But here in this clip we have here, my jig is right there at 24 feet coming right down, and that fish gets it right there. But kind of what I'm doing here, pitching and jigging to these fish, and for the last, I don't know, probably 2 weeks, I have been kind of going through the same routine on these brush piles, and where I'm finding fish is I'm actually keeping 2 or 3 casting poles on the deck. And like here we got these fish here, they're just this isn't a brush pile. We're in 22 foot of water, and there's just sticks that have come up, and you can see my jig coming down there, like once again like 24 feet, and I seen it go down. Well, I'm not watching my jig now, but I'm just bringing that pole through there, waiting to feel the bite. And you can see the fish, they're moving through there, they're reacting to my bait. You can't see my bait on there, and I've hooked up. But especially whenever I'm that close, once I get that jig in there, I don't want to move that trolling motor. I have seen that sometimes if you move your trolling motor too fast, you can spook the fish. So if I know that I'm in the strike zone when I'm casting, I'm not going to be moving the trolling motor. I'm just going to be kind of letting that bait glide through there. So here it is. Make the pitch. Bait's coming in once again, 24 feet. And I'm just going to let it float down. Now I see here comes one, so I get ready, I bring it up, boom, he's got it. So that's another thing. When this bait is falling to these fish, when you see that you've got its attention, I would recommend that's whenever you just start just kind of raising your pole tip up and just letting that bait start pendulum, like a pendulum swing. Let it pendulum in. I may have created a word there, but let it go ahead and swing in. And you can go back and check an older video I had from the pitching to deep water crappie, and that was filmed on Dale Hollow, and I was doing a very similar method to this, and you can see how those fish react. And these here kind of similar to it. See, here it comes, and I just start taking it away, I may have had too much jig there. No love. See, and that may have been on my part, which I think these fish here are actually a little bit smaller fish. But no love there from those fish. I spooked them a little bit. But yeah, so I pitch it in there, and I'm gonna work that pile over with those casting rods and see, you know, if there's a more aggressive fish with the casting rods. And then as you'll see, like here, and once again, this here is just a stick. I believe this is a different piece of structure than what we were fishing in the earlier clip. I'd moved on down the bank. So it's just a 23 foot of water. This is just a stick. Looks like there's two sticks actually. One vertical and then one kind of laying against it. See, I'm kind of, some would say, dialing it in. I've brought my depth up. But there those fish are. And I've casted to them a couple times. I believe getting ready to jig to those fish. So I'm still holding my cast. I'm still holding my pitching rod. That's a 7 foot rod there. Let's see. I believe. Yep. I'm gonna cast. See, I make a cast, and there comes the jig falling in right there. It gets right over top, and I'm going to go ahead and I believe I flip that bail. I'm just going to start letting it come in. And there he is. I felt that hit. And there's the fish. And once again, this here, what I'm fishing at this point right here, this isn't even, well, you know, what I would consider my best stuff. This was some new stuff that I had found. I'd fished this bank before, but I'm not sure that I'd ever even had these marks on there. This may be some newer stuff, but yeah. So I've come in, and now there's pretty good fish. But look, all this attention there was on I got one on my egg sinker. Here comes one. I got him, but that, you know, not a really good fish. So I'm coming back in. Got him. And on the screen it looked like a little bit better signature, but I think it's going to be just a, you know, a 10-inch fish. I can't even, it may not have been, probably wasn't. I threw it back. So sometimes they'll fool you, just depending on, you know, what your settings are, which I hadn't changed anything. I don't know if it's something with the, you know, the light of the day, or what was giving them a, you know, a little bit better return. Here comes a good fish right at my sinker. Let's see if I get it up above it. So yeah, so see, there was a keeper fish. Now, you know, not a monster by any means, but whenever you're just trying, now that there, I believe that one there's just a little joker. Yep, he's on it. Let's see if I'm right. Yep, he's a little joker. And I think this actually might be a little bit deeper. It says it's 17 feet. Actually, I think this here is a different. It's still just, it's not a whole lot of structure, just kind of like a stick. But looks like there's just not the, yeah, I see another little fish, just not the quality of fish. So a lot of times whenever you have these little fish like that anywhere, a lot of times there's bigger ones closer, but they're going to be holding to a different piece of structure. And I'm going to find, and this here I'm moving. So I'm moving from the last place that I fished to what's coming up. See this fish, so I just drop it down. But look, you got to get it in front of it. I think it's a 9.5 inch fish. So for this lake, it will eat. Which, spoiler alert, we're gonna push them all back. Let's see here on this next one. So, any of y'all that are still listening to me talk, if you're not already subscribed, which if you're this far into the video, you probably are subscribed, and we appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything, and it really helps my videos get more exposure to, you know, YouTube putting them up in the algorithm for other people to see and to be searched. Also, hit the like button, and if you didn't like the video, I'm sorry, and go find another video to watch. so here we go. And these are these better fish that I was telling you about, and I'll go ahead and let you know they get beat on. See, that one there had it in his mouth. I don't think he's very big, but he had it in his mouth. He spit it out. But these fish here, this is a pile that I found last year, and I caught a lot of fish off of it. But it's I mean, there comes a good fish right up there to the egg sinker. No love. And here I'm all around them. Got one coming back up to the egg sinker. I don't think I'm fishing. There we go. I'm trying to dip it down there and get somebody's attention. Just float it over them. Got one looking. And you can see, I mean, when these fish, because this particular piece of structure, the root wad of this tree is hanging on the bank, so it, you know, it gets casted at some. And I talked to, not this day, but I think another day, maybe actually the very next day while I was guiding, I had one of my neighbors, he come up, he was fishing this tree behind us, or, well, we were fishing the structure that you saw earlier in the video, and we were working our way to this tree, and he fished it, and he proceeded to tell me that that was somebody else's tree, that they fish it all the time. He was breathing on it there, but he didn't hit it. Oh, he didn't suck it in. Man, he was telling me that, you know, his buddy fishes it and he fishes it. So these fish definitely see a lot of baits, but they're you know, for whatever reason, they are some good fish. And there's one of them. Definitely not the biggest fish that was in there, but definitely one that'll go to the box. So at this point of the video, so I'm back to pitching. I had tried the same structure here. So I had tried, and what I should have done is I should have pitched to it to start with. I think I just kind of went in there and was like, hey, I'm going to jig it. And no love. So I backed off of it. Now I'm trying to pitch. I actually am going to catch a fish right there off of it. Kind of going back over. It's not a bad fish either. We have, coming up, we have the Kentucky Crappie Masters State Tournament, and that is going to be on Taylorsville Lake, and that is, check my calendar here, that's going to be the 21st and the 22nd. So we will be fishing that on Taylorsville, so we're excited about that. Got a chance to look at Taylorsville earlier this week, and place is stacked full of fish, and there's some good ones in there. The size limit on Taylorsville is 10 inches with you can keep 15 of them, and I had probably a double limit the day that I was there. It was a lot of fun, but waded through a lot of those little fish. I mean, I don't know how many we caught that was 9 and 7/8 inches. You know, just you squeeze the tail and it just barely misses the 10-inch line. But of course, that's not what we're looking for tournament fish. We want those, you know, we want them over the pound. And ended up finding some of those that would go north of a pound. There's a lot of fun to catch. But they were, the ones that I caught had already spawned out. They didn't have any eggs in them. So some of them were actually pretty impressive fish as far as size. You know, looking at them, had big old mouth, long bodies, but just wasn't carrying, you know, the weight that they was 3-4 weeks ago. But really looking forward to it. You know, hope that we're able to get on them. But I know that me and my partner there are going to have a big time either way, so we're excited about that. I doubt we're going to be filming any during that. I have already filmed some this week, and I will be getting you a video ready for that. There we popped a fish, little fish, I think. Yeah, it's probably, yeah, I think it might, I don't know if we'll keep it or not. It looks kind of short from here, but y'all seeing the same thing I am, so I'm sure it looks short to y'all too. But we have some footage from that. We also took a break today. There's a decent little fish. Took a break today from the crappie world and took our B&M's TCB, and I added an R on that, trout, crappie, what is it? Bluegill, trout, crappie, bluegill rod, which is one of the rods I like to cast with. I took it to the creek today and went wade fishing, and caught some fish, caught some smallmouth and some red eye, and had a blast. So I'll be trying to get that. I don't know if that's going to be a featured video, like a Saturday video, or if that's going to be like a Facebook video, but I will get it on here. May do it in the middle of the week, I don't know. But appreciate everybody for watching. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you on the water.